I'm back again with the second part of the chapter from Nature and Significance of Management from BA 12 Commerce English Medium Gujarat Secondary Education Board textbook. So, without wasting much time, let's get started. Like in my last slide, in my previous slide, we have studied till 1.4, right? Like in that, we have studied meaning, nature, and importance of management. In that also we have seen that management as a science, art, and profession. Hope you all have got it. Now in this slide we are going to make the next topic of your textbook, which is level of management, right? As you all know, in the last slide we have discussed there are three levels of management: top, middle, and lower level management. Okay, like this slide I have shown you in the last one, as the top level management includes CEO, COO, and the vice president or president, or we can say that the highest post in any of the organization is considered as upper management or top level management. As you can see, the second level is the middle level management, which interprets the plan and set the actions for the lower level. Like according to whatever the things are passed by top level to the middle level, this is the responsibility of middle level management to understand the plan, interprets according to the departments to the lower level. And the last but not the least, the third level is lower level management or bottom level management, which implements the plan. Jobs like team leader, assistant manager, foreman, and shift manager, these are considered to the lowest level of the organization, right? So these are three tier organization level, which also considered as top level, middle level, and lower level management. So now in this particular video we are going to go in more detail, like what kind of functions are included in top level management. As you can see in your textbook, the top level management is the supreme authority of a business, right? Supreme authority of a business. You all know that the meaning of supreme is the highest, the topmost. Secondly, it includes board of director, as I said, then general manager, managing director, and chief executive officer. These all considered to be the highest post of an organization. In the second line, it is very important, please underline it. Important policies of business units are taken by top level management only. Means whatever the policies has to be framed, it has to be framed by only and only top level management. Secondly, this is also known as the higher level of management. So these 2 points you have to keep in mind, that this is very much important from the point of view of top level management. Now in the function, there are 10 functions were given to you, right? 10 functions were given to you. I'll start with one. This is the first function in your textbook was given to lay down the primary and subsidiary objectives. Understood? Whatever the objective has to be settled down, it has to be on the shoulder of top level management. Yani they will decide that short term or the long term or whatever the plans they have to include in their organization, that is their responsibility. This is the first function. Secondly, director acts as a trustee of a business enterprises. As you all know, trustee are the topmost level, and they'll act as a trustee because they are in top level management. Third one, to select CEO, which is chief executive officer, higher officer, and assign their authority and responsibility. So for assigning the job to the highest people, like highest level, right, CEO and board of director, these all responsibilities are on the shoulder of top level management. तो ये उनकी जिम्मेदारी बनती है, we can say. And the third one and the fourth one, to sanction the budget prepared for different departments. Like after planning, the next more important role or function of a top level management is to give the budget, right, according to their convenience. And then number 5, it abide by the law to take care of the interest of the different stakeholder of a business. Yes, this is also important, like stakeholders, shareholders of the company, those who have taken some part of share from you. So this is the responsibility of a top management to take care their interest, take care their rights, right? So this is also a very important function of a top management. And then comes point number 6. It is to take strategic decision by making long-term plans, not just long-term, short-term also. Like different types of whatever the plans the company has to be made, it has to be come from top level management. This is very much important. And then the next part, the next function of the top level management is to take the strategic decisions for long term, as we have discussed, and now to resolve and analyze the complex problem. What is complex problem? The difficult problem, the difficult type of problem, or any other problem which is a genuine, which is affecting the business. This is the responsibility of a top level management to have any solution for that and to work for that for effectiveness and efficiency. And then point number 8, to plan for the enterprises and implement its supervision. Right, it is very much important to provide constant supervision, because if top level management will not provide you the constant supervision to middle and lower level, they will not work effectively. So that's why it is a very important function of a top level management to supervise the whole company. And then comes point number 9, which is to do the functions like distribution of profit, number 1, to distribution of profit. Secondly, dividend to whom? Dividend to the bond holders, dividend to the debenture holders. Yes, we have studied in 11th standard now that dividend has to be performed before distributing of profit to the owners. So this is the important function for the top level management. Third one is reserve funds. Whatever the installments they have to pay to the banks or any other organization for the reserves fund, but if they have made, that is their responsibility, top level management. Fourth one, reinvestment of profit, like again in the next year, for the future times, if any amount they have to spend, that is also a responsibility of a top level management. And last but not the least, point number 10 shows you the analysis report of different activity and give instruction accordingly. After supervision, continuously they are getting reports. So after getting that reports, they have to analyze it properly, and if they want to make any changes, they can. So these are the 10 functions of top level management. Hope you all have got it. And let's move on to the next level of the management. Here is the small examples I have brought for you. These are the 10 topmost managers of the world, those who are earning in millions and billions. As you all you have known him also: Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Bernard Arnault, or American Ortega. So these are Mark Zuckerberg also at the 7th position, Carlos Slim, Larry Page, and Larry Ellison. These are the people, these are the best example of the top managers, those who are working for their company. So now it's another example for you. Here shows you the India's largest corporation of 2019. Yes, in 2019, the topmost companies of India, where you can find at the first position Reliance Industries, and then Indian Oil Corporation, or then third one Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, then State Bank of India, then Tata Motors, then Bharat Petroleum Corporation, then Rajesh Exports, number 8 Tata Steel, number 9 Coal India, and last Tata Consultancy Services. So these are the top 10 India's largest corporations 2019. So these two examples shows you that it is a very important role of a top level management in the organization. Now we'll move to the next topic, the next level of a management, which is the middle level management. Here in your textbook it was mentioned that the middle level management is an important link. Yes, it is an important link. Link means it has internally connected with top level and middle level management, which includes departmental officers, please underline, divisional officer, number 2, and experts. Right, these are the peoples included in middle level management, and they are responsible for work doing production, sales, purchase, finance, personnel, or accounts officers. These are also known as officers level. Please underline this also, like officers level. Here also some functions are given to you. There are 9 functions in your textbook were mentioned. I'm starting with the first one: to implement orders instructed by the Chief Executive Officer. Whatever CEO decide, whatever CEO plans from top management, whatever the plan would be, the middle level responsibility is to implement it, right? This is the first function. Second function, as you can see, to prepare budget by each departmental head and present it before top level management. Right? The budget, whatever the amount they require for the future, whatever it is, they had to be decided by the middle level management, and then to the in front of top level, and then top level will sanction it according to their convenience. Third one, as you can see, the third point is to formulate policy, rules and structure accomplished for the enterprise objective, to decide necessary method for it and analyze it, to decide appropriate measure and criterion for it. Certain. So we can say that ki ye bhi, this is also an important role for middle level management. Whatever the things are coming from top level, make it a detailed study, right? Implement it properly, formulate the policies. This is the responsibilities of middle level management. Whatever the things are given by top level, they have to understand detail, and then they have to implement it to the bottom level management. And then comes point number 4, to take necessary steps of increasing effectiveness and efficiency in departmental activity. So this is the scope of the business. Every business want to be more effective, more efficient compared to other. So this is the most important function of a middle level management. And then comes point number 5. It is to make the attempts to provide enthusiasm our employee of a department. Right? Every enthusiasm is very much important for any of the company, because if your workers, if your employees are not enthusiastic, right? In enthusiasm we get josh mein, if they will not work in full force, right? If they will not work with full force, they will not get their 100%, they will not give their 100%. So to take 100% from there, you need to make them enthusiastic, right? So the next point shows you, which is point number 6, to keep constant touch with the officers and departmental to establish with the coordination. Yes, personal touch, this is very much important, and mental touch, this is very much important. Why? Because if you will not always connected with your employee, maybe after some time your employee will, or he or she can also leave your organization for their further benefits, right? So you have to always keep in mind to stay touch with bottom level management. This is the function of middle level. And then comes point number 7. It shows you to focus and functioning of subdivisions. What is subdivisions? Like small departmentals, production, marketing, and then different types of department, sales department, after sales department also. So these subdivision departments, this is the responsibility of middle level management, that they have to monitor and always keep a touch and a link between the top and this bottom. That's why I said in beginning that middle level management is also called the link management, in the interlink management. And then comes point number 8, which is to supervise for the working departments and get information, provide direction to, and pass this information to the lower level. So it works at vice versa. The top level management is giving order to middle, and middle passing it to lower level, and then after implementing the plan, whatever the reports are coming from bottom level, it's going to be transferred from middle level to top level. Understood? So authority always work in a downward form, and responsibility will work from upward form. Understood? So last but not the least, the last function of a middle level management is to help the top level management by taking policy decision. Right? They can help them. So these are the 9 points which shows you the importance of middle level management in the business. So now we have studied top and middle. Let's have the diagram here which shows you what is the actual work of a middle level management is. As you can see on the board, it motivates the employee, it provides training, coaching to the employees so they can work more effectively, and they also plan, organize, direct and control the things, because they are working in at a manager level, because it is a middle level. Understood? So these all kind of work, these all kind of tasks are on the shoulder of middle level management, because all the things are passed by top to middle, and middle level management has to decide this all things. Now we are moving to the last and the lowest level of a management, which is bottom level management or lower level management. In your textbook it was given supervisors, jobbers, foremen. Supervisors, jobbers and foremen are included to this level. This is the lowest level, and then this level is also known as bottom level or a supervisor's level. Okay, so please underline it, bottom level or supervisor's level. And then decisions and policies are decided by the top level are actually implemented on this level. So whatever the things are decided by the top level, now this level implements the thing practically. So we can say that the practical work was done by this level only, right? The lowest or the bottom level. Decision policies are decided by the top level, actually implemented by the lower level, as I said. That's why this is known as functional or organizational operational level. Please underline it. It is also known as functional and operational level. Operational and functional level. Supervisors working at this level are represent their management. At this level of management, function are performed less, while administrative work is more. So we can say that the authority is less and responsibility is more. Understood? And here you have given 10 important points, the 10 important function of a lower level management. Let's go through it. Number 1, to supervise function of employee, like whatever the employees, the work peoples, those who are working under there, this is their responsibility to supervise them. Understood? Secondly, to see that remaining discipline to remain disciplined in the employees with their moral boosted, right? They have to keep them enthusiastic also, and they also keep them in discipline. If they will be in discipline, they'll work more efficiently and more effectively, right? Number 3 shows you plan the routine work of the department. Routine work means daily work, whatever the tasks are assigned by top and middle, the routine work, how like in our school, the timetable, the periods, all the decided by our management. In the same way, in a company, it all going to decide by this level, like what routine work the employee has to do or perform. And then comes the 4th point, which shows you to perform the functions of employee like transfer, promotion and training, right? Transfer, promotion and training, अगर ऐसा कुछ काम आता है, so they have to do their task, transfer, promotion and training. And then so point number 5 shows you to get instruction and order and program their departmental officers to carry out the departmental function. See, there are different types of department in the company, like marketing, sales, production, research. These all department are assigned different types of job. They are having their heads, and this is very much important to the bottom level management, like different type of tasks were being allotted to different type of peoples, and they have to work accordingly. And then comes point number 6, which shows you to perform functions like layout, repairing and maintenance of machinery. This is the responsibility of lower level management, like machines and all repairing work and layout, take care of the things are going to be on the shoulder of lower or bottom level management. And then comes point number 7, shows you to make arrangement of necessary equipments, raw materials and for the workers, like if you require more workers, if you require machineries, if you want to change anything, it is the responsibility of or the function of lower level or bottom level management. And then comes point number 8, to solve the genuine problems of a worker, like worker means the employee, those who are working in your organization. If they are facing any difficulty, if they are facing any problem, like, so that's why this is the responsibility of bottom level management to solve their problems. And then comes point number 9, which shows you to implement the decisions and policies decided by the top level management. We have discussed it. And then last but not the least, point number 10 shows you to forward the reports of the various activities taking place in the bottom level. Suggestion and complaints of a, please underline these two words, suggestions and complaints. Suggestion and complaint, these two things, right? And suggestion and complaints of employee to the middle level management. As we have discussed about this report authority which works from top to bottom, and responsibility from bottom to top. And after that, please underline these two things: complaints and suggestions are also being forwarded from bottom level to middle level, and after that middle level to top level. And so these are three level of management: top, middle and lower. Apart from this, uh, you can also see the last paragraph on your textbook. Please see this is a very important paragraph of bottom level management, which shows you bottom level management through a lower level management is still very important. Why it is important? Because the successful performance by the level, by this level, leads to the achievement of business. Understood? I'm not saying that top and middle are not important, but if this bottom level will not perform according to the objective, according to the planning, right, according to the planning, if they will not work, then whatever planning, whatever we have decided, will not fulfill our goal. That's why bottom level management, which provides support to the entire organization or entire enterprises. So hope you all have got understood about top, middle and lower level management. So the next slide shows you the lower level management as a whole. Like, lower level management consists of foremen, supervisors. They have selected by the middle level management. It is also called cooperative and supervisor level or first line of management. So this slide shows you like what is the importance of this organization. Hope you all have got through it. Okay, so today we have discussed about top level, middle level and lower level management. But now in next slide we are going to compare it. Right, compare it means on the basis of 8 points which is given in your textbook, we are going to compare top, middle and lower level management. The first basis is management and administration. Right, management and administration. So first column refer to top, second is middle and third is lower. As I'm starting with top, like top level management, the proportion of management is more. Okay, they have to manage the thing, so the management work is more compared to the administration work. This is for top management. As part of middle level management, the proportion of management is less compared to top, but the administration work is more. Okay, so top is having management work more, administrative low, middle is having administrative low and management is more. But the bottom level, it is having the management work is very much low, right? The management tasks are not included by this bottom level, and administrative work is maximum. Why maximum mention? Like, compared to top and middle, the maximum administration work is done by this bottom level management only. As you can see on your slide, that this diagram shows you the management power or the management proportion is more than top compared to middle and lower, and administration is more in middle compared to top, and in lowest level more administration, less management. Second, with what it includes, like what type of people are working in it. As I said, board of directors, CEO, MD, trustees are working in top. Departmental heads like finance head, marketing head, sales head, research head, they are working in middle level management, and supervisor, jobbers and foremen are working in bottom level management. Third is authority and responsibility. The authority and responsibility both are included in top level. They are authorified, also they are responsible to the stakeholder and also to their employees and also to the society. But middle level management, comparatively, they are less authority, they are having less power and limited, whereas responsibility is limited according to the department. Like suppose if HR head, the responsibility of HR head is of their HR department only, compared to SMS marketing head. Marketing head is having the responsibility of his marketing department. So we can say departmental officers or these people, those who are working, they are having very limited responsibility compared to top level management. And the third one, bottom level, they are having very least authority. Least authority means the power taking decision is very low in bottom level, whereas same, the limited to their subdivision according to their work assigned, they are responsible according to their work. Understood? So there's point number 4 on the basis of difference, which is number of members. Number of members are less in top manager because they are working at the topmost level. Secondly, the compared to top level management, people are more in middle, right? Compared to top, like if we'll take example, like 10 people are working in top management, then middle level management will consist 20, 30, 40, max to max 50, and bottom level management will consider the maximum numbers compared to top and maximum number. This is the face of all the organization. And then point number 5, competence. What is competence? Like where it required, कहाँ इसकी ज़रूरत सबसे ज़्यादा पड़ती है. So we can say top level is important for at all the organization, because they are supervising, they are planning, they are organizing, they are staffing, so they are useful for as a whole in the organization. Secondly, middle level management requires special knowledge. Specialized knowledge means if you are working in a marketing department, you require knowledge of marketing. If you are working in sales, you require knowledge of sales. If you are working in production, you require knowledge of production. So whatever your field is, whatever your department is, you have to get specialized knowledge for that. Understood? And then last means bottom level management, they require of knowledge whatever the department and sub departments, okay, whatever the department and sub department required, that type of knowledge or experience or skills they should have to work in bottom level management. And then comes point number 6, which shows you formation of objectives and policies. As we have discussed it, formation of policies are done by top level only, and then the implementation of these policies are on the responsibility of middle level. And then the implementation of policies and decisions framed by top and middle are practically implements by this bottom level. Okay, so whatever top and middle decides, it practically implement by bottom level only. And then comes point number 7, accountability, right? Accountability means whom they are responsible for, वो किसके प्रति जिम्मेदार हैं. तो टॉप मैनेजमेंट जनरली इज़ रिस्पॉन्सिबल और अकाउंटेबल टू शेयर होल्डर्स, ठीक है, गवर्नमेंट, लीगल प्रोविजंस, ये इनको ध्यान में रखते हुए उन्हें काम करना पड़ता है. एंड देन से मिडिल लेवल इज़ अकाउंटेबल टू टॉप लेवल के प्रति जिम्मेदार है, एंड देन बॉटम लेवल टू मिडिल एंड टॉप, ठीक है, डायरेक्टली टू द मिडिल एंड इनडायरेक्टली टू द टॉप. एंड लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, decision making power is done by top level only. That's why they are more risky level compared to the other, because they have to work according for the far reaching. भविष्य में क्या होने वाला है, क्या होगा, क्या नहीं होगा, इस बातों को ध्यान में रख के टॉप लेवल काम करती है. एंड सेकेंड, मिडिल लेवल, decisions are taken less risky and less far reaching compared to top level. And the last, decision taken is very least risky and far reaching. So they are, first of all, they are not liable to take any decisions, although compared to top and middle, the risk factor is very less in the bottom level management. So this is a tabular form, shows you a brief difference between top, middle and lower level management. Hope you all have got through. Now we have completed this slide. Thank you so much for your attention. Soon I'll get the last slide of you for this chapter number 1. Till then, be safe, be at home, take care. We'll be back soon. Thank you. Jai Hind.